Hello, Heike. This is Michael Timmons from the Professional Photographers of America, and it's my privilege to be able to critique one of your images this afternoon. Unfortunately, it was one that did not merit, so let's take a look at some things and see if there's something we can figure out on how to be able to get this into the merit category. If you see when I bring up your image, the butterfly, the first thing that comes to view to me is the background that you've selected for your border. I love the key lines. I think you did a pretty good job on that, but the border itself not being either a black color or something with the butterfly itself has really created kind of a underexposed type look, which was probably a distraction to the jurors when they saw it. When we look farther into that, we look at the composition of it, and if I bring these composition lines around the image itself, we'll look at the rule of thirds, and now you can do this in CS5 and CS6. It's automatically built in. You notice that the butterfly is bullseye composition, and what I mean by that, it's dead center of the entire presentation, which creates a little bit of a problem. Now, there certainly are times when you can complete an image with a bullseye composition and it works, but in this particular case, it just probably didn't work for you all that well. If you look at your impact points, and these are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, something should be occurring at or near one or more of these points. And the way that you've selected to do the composition has taken us away from those quite a bit with the butterfly itself. With just a little bit of a different crop, we could have come into that butterfly, and now we've put the head of the butterfly on impact point number 3 right here, which could have helped it a little bit as well. We could do some additional cropping, maybe come in from the side, but I hope you'll get the point from that right there. Now, if I get out of that, we're going to zoom in a little bit closer to the image. And if you'll look closely, and when the judges view these, they're looking for all of the 12 elements. And the butterfly, although it appears to be sharp at a distance, when we look at it a little bit closer, it does have a little bit of softness to it. Things like this, unfortunately, insects and those kind of things should really be tack sharp. They should be just dead sharp on. Looking a little bit farther, when we look into the exposure issues of the flower, we have a couple of areas here that could have used a little work. Right in here where we have the blown out highlights, right here in this part of the flower and this part of the flower, could have been taken down a little bit so that we maintain some detail in there and keep in with some of the other factors that are occurring in the flower itself. Further inspection, we get down here into this lower right hand corner. You'll see what we call a light trap. And this could have been filled in maybe a little bit with Photoshop or some other tool to take this out of play. When we see things like this as judges, it has a tendency to draw us out from the center of the image and down into these corners to see what's going on. A little bit of imperfection here that could have been cleaned up. We also have just a little bit of light area down here into this lower left-hand corner that could have been cleaned up to not draw our eye away. These could have been toned down just a little bit. These flower petals or foliage, whatever is coming into there, that could have also helped. And then we have this diagonal line in this upper right-hand corner also that could have been taken down or artworked out or something along that line. When we look back at the overall image, and I think the biggest problem probably here was the border and the bullseye composition by putting the butterfly in the dead center of the presentation. So a couple of things to keep in mind. Would like to thank you for entering the International Photographic Competition this year. If you're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia in January at Imaging USA, you can sign up for a session in the mentor booth. PEC puts on absolutely no charge. You can bring your images in, and one of our qualified international jurors will sit with you, look at your images, give you some ideas on critiques, presentation, and answer any questions that you might have. So hopefully we'll see you there. If we do, look me up. I'm usually pretty easy to find around there. I'd be glad to talk to you more about your images. Wish you the best of luck in the future. And once again, thanks for entering.